One City Council meeting order. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody. Roll call.
I'll note for the record that Mayor Johnson's having some technical difficulties and has not yet joined the meeting. So I will start with Deputy Mayor Evans.
Here.
Councilmember Carter.
Here.
Councilmember Dole.
Here.
Councilmember Ishmael.
Present.
Councilmember McClymans.
Here.
Councilmember Swatman.
Present.
Councilmember Watson. Here.
Thank you, Woody. We have no agenda modifications. We do have a proclamation. Make sure the mayor's not on yet before I start reading. All right, so this is Proclamation Harwood Woody Edvelson Day. Whereas Woody Edvelson began his career as the city clerk with the city of Bonney Lake on August 29, 2003, and has served in the Administrative Services Department throughout his exemplary 18-year tenure. And whereas for 18 years, the citizens of Bonney Lake benefited greatly from Woody Edvelson's service as city clerk. Additionally, he served as the risk manager, administrative services director, public records officer, and emergency management coordinator. And whereas Edvelson strives for excellence by attending conferences and training, serving his community, and further developing leadership skills. And whereas Woody Edvelson has prepared 2,081 resolutions, 616 ordinances, 1,247 council minutes, and closed 2,170 public record requests. Tell the story of Bonney Lake, both its history and its plans for the future. And whereas Woody Edvelson has demonstrated his commitment to and knowledge of the office of city clerk and the community by attaining the certification of Master Municipal Clerk, Certificate of Completion for National Emergency Management Institute Basic Academy, the Certified Safety Coordinator Certificate, and the Certificate of Professional Achievement as a Public Records Officer. Now, therefore, be it resolved throughout the city of Bonney Lake on this occasion of his well-earned retirement and for the honor he has given to the city and its citizens, I, Justin Evans, Deputy Mayor of Bonney Lake, by virtue of authority vested by the city of Bonney Lake, do hereby proclaim that September 30th, 2021 as Harwood Woody Edvelson Day.
Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. I have a gift here that I would like to present to you from one of our residents, Quinn Dahlstrom. She knows that even though she doesn't see in your neck sometimes, she has always appreciated your residence.
Enjoy your retirement, Woody Edvelson. Thank you for putting up with all the work I created for you. Quinn Dahlstrom. And then there's the list of closure requests and time put in processing those things. Thank you, Quinn. I believe you're probably anonymous on our screen tonight. Thank you so much, Woody. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Everyone, for your acknowledgement.
Thank you, Quinn.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Woody, for everything. All right. We have no public hearings. We now will go on to citizens' comments. Citizens can be comments can be made in person. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record. Decker.
Deputy Mayor, Council, named Daniel Decker, and I live at 220 20th Street. I just wanted to make a quick comment about illustrious, well, he's somebody's president, but he's not one. Pinocchio Joe. Why do people call Joe Biden Pinocchio? It's really simple. Not only is he a liar, he's also a puppet of the dark government. That's that. That's what America wants, is puppet of the dark government. To become a democratic socialist Marxist government, New World Order is upon us. And if anyone here doesn't understand what's going on in our world today, I really feel sorry for them. I think Pinocchio pulled the troops out of Afghanistan because the dark government wants China to have the lithium for the electric car. A lot of people don't know that Afghanistan is one of the richest lithium bearing countries in the world. And once now the Taliban has that lithium, and our government is doing absolutely nothing about Afghanistan now, except allowing citizens there to be, I want to say killed, but the real word is murdered. And the Chinese government is in the process of making a deal with China, with the Taliban to take over that lithium. I hope that does not happen, but I know it will. And understand that lithium, most important element, our battery. What is our government doing right now? They're in a process of saying, no more gasoline cars, only electric. Well, electric means batteries. Batteries mean lithium. So if we don't have any lithium, or small quantities of it, cars are going to be so expensive, we won't be able to afford them. If we can get any production of them. It's a very important thought, I think. I hope that the rest of the people in the city of Bonney Lake understand what I'm saying here. And just a point, China is in the process of going after a small island that all of our transistors are made at. And you guys can guess which one that island is. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Decker. Anyone else for citizen comment?
All right, I guess I'm up. Hi, everybody. For the record, I'm Michael McCullough. I am a citizen of Bonney Lake. My address is 17802 100 Bonney Lake. It's right down the street. I also happen to be a candidate for mayor of our city. Want to address the council tonight on the issue of my banner, which had been vandalized 3 times in the midst of this campaign. I felt it important that I needed to address the panel and get it on the record, get it in minutes, that the actions against my banner were criminal. It had been attacked 3 times. First time, they simply pushed it over. Second time, they pushed it over and they stole about $100 worth of lumber. Third time, they took a sharp instrument, either a box cutter or a knife, and tore up the $350 banner that was out on the street. So we were looking roughly $450 to $500 worth of damage. I do want to acknowledge everybody in the panel who spoke with me, acknowledged it, and I am very grateful for that the sentiment of the council has been nothing but positive, and I truly, truly appreciate that. However, the reason why I felt like I needed to address the panel tonight is that there seemed to be an attitude that this is par for the course when it comes to political campaigns. Now, I've lived here, I've been in this area since 1999, firmly moved here in 2007, and have yet to witness anything like this in any of the campaigns that have happened. In fact, I think it's fair to say that this is probably the most contested election year that we've had since I've lived here for the last 20 years. And there was a troubling notion that I discovered that a few of the community groups were actually posting the fact that they felt that property crimes were not going to be prosecuted. And I actually briefly did discuss this with Chief Jeter when I did meet with him. And it was a worry of mine in the fact that something like this could happen and either not get prosecuted. I can tell you that I have filed a police report with this. There is an incident. I doubt that I'm going to get any, I doubt we're going to catch anybody doing this, but this is another reason why I'm talking with the panel tonight, is a deterrent effect. I believe that it needed to be addressed because when it comes to vandalism, it's not simply property destruction. They are trying to convey a message. And I believe that the process in this particular campaign is that it has become more and more violent the longer we get into the campaign. I don't know what my response was supposed to be, or whether I was just supposed to pick up my banner and go home and leave it. That's another reason why I wanted to address this, is that things like this should not be reacted that way. I should be here talking about this and making a public record of it. The other thing we can do is Chief Jeter actually posted a very impressive memorandum about a month ago regarding the changes to the law from July. So I know he knows how to write, regardless of WSU education. But that could be one of the solutions that we have, is posting on the website that property crimes are prosecutable and they should not be tolerated within city limits. Another solution would be simply to get onto Facebook, onto the social media, and spread it. Believe me, I can tell you that community groups spread news like that like wildfire around. So if we were to get the message out that this is indeed a simple misdemeanor for defacing political signage, but it's also a gross misdemeanor given the amount of damage that was done to the banner. And I want to reiterate, I'm not simply here whining about the.
That's your 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. And as you know, I'm a lawyer, so I'll just go on. I'm going to tell me down to. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
To the order. No digital correspondence or anything? Thank you, everybody. Oh, okay. Is he?
I believe just on the spot.
Okay. You want to take over, Mr. Mayor? Until notified otherwise, I will.
There he is.
There he is.
Okay.
Mayor, you are muted.
While Mr. Mayor is setting up, I will slide into council committee reports. Finance committee met tonight upstairs at 5 o'clock. We discussed a AB 21-133, which is a resignation agreement that is before you tonight on the full finance committee. We discussed AB 21-128, which was a contractual prosecution legal services. That is item A on your, item G on your consent agenda tonight. We discussed AB 21-125, which was a sales agreement with Axon to purchase body cameras for our police officers. That will be before you on council for October 12th. We reviewed our minutes and we adjourned. Oh, sorry, I do have a full personnel update. Personnel update. We do have recruitments. We still have public service admin, assistant planner, code enforcement is still open to all applicants. We have a public services operations position, admin specialist, 2 selected candidates to be starting on 10/4. Executive and recreation, we have 1 BA site direction. Site director is going through pre-employment process right now with an anticipated start date of 10/4. And an additional BA site assistant interview was conducted yesterday. Youth sport official recruitments are open and ongoing with no new applicants as of right now. We do have a assistant attorney prosecutor that has started on 9/24. Very much for coming on board. On administrative services, senior center, we're still looking for a senior center aide cook. No applicants yet, but HR has reached out to Renton Technical College, Pierce County Skills Center, and a few other culinary places to try and drum up some interest on that. Administrative services, human resource manager, a recruitment is posted for that. We have a opening in the police department for a community service officer. It's a new position that has been on the list for a while, but we're going to finally fill it. And we do have some potential upcoming recruitments or vacancies due to retirements that may be coming in towards later in the year. We reviewed our minutes and that was when we adjourned.
Deputy Mayor Evans, if you can continue, I can't see everybody off my phone, so.
Mr. Mayor,
we're not able to hear you.
What's that?
We have a volume issue.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so I'm
Okay.
just going to listen.
Right. Community Development Committee.
Yes, Mr. Deputy Mayor, we did meet on September 21st, Community Development Committee at 5 p.m. We had a couple items of business. They included the Public Works Center up-to-date projects going on out there. It's going to be a little bit longer than what we had originally planned for, of course. The council is probably aware of all the shortages and length of time of getting the actual products that have been delayed in shipment and such for the project. So they're diligently working along on that. Been some challenges in that project. Financially, it's going to be within close to what we maximum amount there allocated for it, but they're hopefully going to keep it in the line with finances. Also, we looked at the resolution for the AV setup for the public rooms out there, public-private rooms that'll be available out to the Public Works, the new site, and recommended that for a council workshop to make sure the full council is aware how that they wanted to use the rooms and such, and where the meetings are going to be and everything, to make sure the council is aware how that's going to work out. Their input on that. We approved our minutes, and then that was our items of business.
All right, thank you very much. Public Safety Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. We had our reports from East Pierce Fire and Rescue. Report from E. Other things noted was in October, they're going to do the real officers wear pink badges, so you're going to see officers awareness. Moving on to business and action items, we have a discussion for interlocal agreement between the city and East Pierce Fire and Rescue for the provision of fire inspection services. You should see that on the consent agenda in the future. We have a discussion on the draft senior center sheltering policy. That's continuing to be worked on, but we discussed that moving forward. We have a discussion on the second internet backup connection, which will be a microwave backup connection. IT, so that as things like some great fire and all your fiber optics are burned, there's actually some way to communicate and have this. Good discussion on that. And then we approved our minutes. We had an open discussion on a recap rather from Southside 911 from Gold. We talked about some boat launch.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any other reports? All right. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Oh, no. No discussion on this. Consent agenda. All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right. Thank you. We will move on to Finance Committee issues.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, this is Agenda Bill 21-133. The council motion is to authorize the mayor to sign a resignation agreement with Jenna Richardson, Human Resources Manager.
So moved. Moved. Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councilmember Carter.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. My main concern with this is we did something similar lately. This is more, and we're setting ourselves up for a precedent for people in the future. And we have a number of people in the city that are ready to retire when we're soon. I don't want to see kind of renegotiations and in the future. So for that reason,
Councilmember Watson.
Thank you. I agree with Mr. Carter, his thoughts on this. So we need to look at the future. But Jenna has done a fantastic job for us. Got a lot of balls in place. I'm glad that be able to help us keep us going because we do quite a lot for us. And I wish her the best of luck in the future. I support this, but I won't probably in the future.
Councilmember McLaren.
I guess my concern is is what would the impacts be if we don't pass this specifically? Jenna is I haven't heard anybody not praise her, and I've seen the work that she's done is amazing. So please don't take that question in a bad way, but I just really the question that I try to make sure I ask. And these sorts of things come up is what's going to happen if we don't pass.
It was asked at council tonight, and I believe John can help us out.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Under the terms of this agreement, in addition to providing additional consultant on-call services through the end of the year, Jenna would agree to delay her separation date till October 15th. If this agreement is not approved, more likely than not, she will be leaving us earlier than January or October, hopefully January 15th, October 15th of this year. Also, it's worth noting that it's anticipated that the additional consulting work beyond October 15th through the end of the year would likely be around 10 to 20 hours a week. And the items that she would be working on during that time period are articulated in Section 2 of the agreement. It includes working with us as we recruit for a replacement for her position, transitioning that person into the new roles, the new human resources manager, and then beyond that, continuing to work with staff and the new individual as our human resources manager through the end of the year. As you can imagine, being a single incumbent in this position for the past 16 years, she has an incredible amount of knowledge and experience with the way we do things in the city of Bonney Lake. Even if we are, presumably, we find an experienced human resources individual with municipal experience, there will be intricacies and things about the way things are done here at Bonney Lake that person won't necessarily be familiar with. We have a relatively new person in payroll with Annette Nave's retirement here 2 months ago. That Jenna would be working with the new person to ensure that leave balances and timesheets are processed correctly. It is worth noting that recruitment is open. This came up in the Finance Committee meeting earlier today. Currently, we have 9 applications. We'll be doing first review of applicants this coming Thursday, and then we have interviews scheduled for sometime next week. However, even if we are successful in having a good candidate, you all know how the hiring process goes. By the time we negotiate the terms of an employment agreement, they give notice, presumably if they're currently employed. It's going to be mid to late November before we'll get an individual on board. What will happen if this agreement is not approved and we lose Jenna's services, not only through October 15th, but through the end of the year? Most likely, there will be, recruitments that will be delayed. We'll have to prioritize the items that are taken care of in the Human Resources Department. As council is aware, the HR generalist position is currently funded at 3/4 time. I would, and then with Woody's departure, I would have to step in and do my best to help, the generalist and process and work through any human resources related issues we have ongoing. Currently, I think as you all are aware, with the governor's mandate, the COVID vaccination applies to members of our recreation staff, those working in a child care setting. Jenna has been spending an inordinate amount of time working with the staff down there, processing exemption requests and issuing, letters of accommodation for those folks, exemptions from the vaccine mandate. And so, there are any number of issues that, would just have to be put by the wayside while we work through this issue and we brought a new person on and then that person got to be. It's likely in the event that if this resignation agreement is not approved, we would have to seek outside human resources services. The estimate given at the finance committee that could be upwards of $200 to $300 an hour, depending on the complexity of the issue or what we may have going on.
Anyone else? All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. 4-3.
With the hand count.
Okay. Raise your hand if you're aye. Favor. Opposed?
Just
Motion does not pass.
thank you.
Yes. I was trying to search for the word. No other issues. No executive session. All right. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.